session. And with us this week, we have Soleira Green and my wife, who's come along to talk about quantum creativity with us. Very apt title and topic. So welcome to the show, Soleira.
Thank you. Thrilled to be here with both you and Cezarina to talk on the topic of your passions, quantum creativity.
So hi there, Cezarina. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Santari. I'm thrilled to be here with both of you.
In its new format.
A new format, exactly.
Oh, I think this is what quantum creativity is all about anyway. That we try different things and we always look on the borders of the new technology in our efforts to find out, what's new, what's exciting, what stirs us, and what is exciting. So I think that's all got to do with creativity, and be interested to find out from you, Soleira, what your ideas about quantum creativity are.
Thanks. Well, a lot of people think creativity is like painting and writing and, it's just the general, more artistic flow of life. But I think quantum creativity is much, much more than that. It's a state of living, a state of being, a state of creating where you're in a kind of hyper quantum state. You're in relationship with the infinite ideas, the infinite possibilities, the infinite art and music and poems and writing and speaking and living and all of that wants to flow through. So you could say it's a relationship with what sometimes I call the enchanted universe or the genius fields. You could say that it's your relationship with the genius fields. And for me, there's a kind of a hyper super creative state that occurs with quantum creativity as opposed to just creativity. And most of the people that I work with would say that they have these bursts of quantum creativity where they're just like ideas flowing left and right on all kinds of topics. It's not just, oh, I'm going to paint a picture and here comes the picture. It's, oh, you've got this idea and that idea, but it's flowing. When I say hyper, most people would think that's like manic, but it's not. In the hyper creative state, it's this gracious, amazing, powerful flow of ideas and innovation and genius and creativity and artistic flavor, and it just pours out of every cell of you because you're in this relationship with the infinite streaming genius flow of creation. So that would be my definition of it.
So what makes it what makes this so special? What makes it it's like a flip of a switch to take you from, let's say, a normal feeling about who you are and what you do and your own particular views about life into this super exhilarated state that you're talking about? What is it what makes the shift, in other words?
Well, I would say mostly it's about being plugged in. I guess that's the way to say it. You plug into the quantum fields, the quantum state. And I do think that's a natural state for us. Most people would hear that as like, oh my God, how do you do that? And isn't that only for the genius few? And no, absolutely not. The quantum state is probably our natural way of living and creating and being. And then we're trained out of it by schools and, all the training we do. So I think you just have to plug in. And I suppose there are a few more steps to that. Like, I think there's a kind of wild abandon to it. You stop trying to think your way forward or pull out of your brain what you already know. I do think there's a huge part that comes out of you in the quantum creative state. So you have your passions, your uniqueness, your drive, your fuel, what flavors you. But I do think mostly the quantum creative state is a kind of that wild abandon or that surrender into that the quantum fields are downloading to you, and you become the vehicle through which those possibilities, those ideas manifest and realize into life.
Let's just play for a moment. Let's just say that there are some steps which you need to have in place in order for you to realize that you're in this very special, delicate embrace of life that you're describing. Let's say that for everyone to be able to be in this amazing, full-on love with life that certain things need to be there. How would you describe those certain things? What would they be for you, in particular?
I'm just formulating how I want to answer that question because I suppose there's a gazillion ways to
We're looking for just your way.
to come at it. Again, I'll come back to it's that wild abandon, that surrender moment. I really do believe that that's key to everything. Most people, I just wrote an article on this, most people are walking the yellow brick road of life on personal development, personal growth, personal processing, trying to find themselves, trying to make a better self. And I actually think this isn't that. I actually think this is when you stop trying to figure yourself out. You stop trying to work on yourself. And you give yourself over to the quantum creative state. And it makes you. It shapes you. It lights you up, and you become in the dance with that field, or that, I don't know, it's not quite a field, I see it as more than that. It's like an enchanted universe. It's like a sentient creature of genius, of possibility. That all sounds a little weird, but you know, the quantum creative state is a relationship. It's a dance. It's a constant swirling sense of wild becoming of you. And it's when you give yourself over, when you let go of trying to figure out yourself, when you let yourself kind of fall into, as I say, the arms of greatness and genius, that the quantum creative state makes you who you are. And that does marry with you as unique, and you as essence, and you as all of that. But it's like you have to come to that point of wild abandon and surrender into that relationship in order to have you become.
Okay, so I'll probably add just a little bit to that too. I would say it's like you are already on the yellow brick road, that you actually don't have to find out from anybody else's experience of life what the yellow brick road looks like, or whether you're on it or not. You just take it for granted that you're on the yellow brick road, and in fact, so is everybody else. They're on their own particular version of the yellow brick road. So you are from a starting place already there doing something amazing, which is actually walking the yellow brick road, living your life, call it what you will. And secondly, I would say that there's this awareness that you're actually doing this, that you're actually walking the road. The walking road on your own greatness rather than walking the road towards greatness. And I think that's quite a shift in thinking, which might be quite new for people who don't have, or who are not aware of having this quantum creative super state of conscious awareness. And I think awareness is key here. Instead of trying to find out who you're being and what you should be doing, look at what you're actually being at the moment, who you're being and what you're doing. And take it that you're being the most amazing being and that you're doing the most amazing things. And go from there, go from that place. So would you say that's a good place to start?
Yes, I would say that's a great place to start. I do, as the three of us would know and say, every person is amazing. I think on most people's yellow brick road of life, in the standard normal version, they're walking a psychological version of themselves that for some reason has permeated our culture. So they're looking at everything from what's wrong with me, how do I fix myself, what issues do I have, And instead we would say, no, that yellow brick road is, you are already amazing, fabulous, magnificent. You have greatness already embedded in the cells of you. And when you live and walk like that, then that moment of surrender and wild abandon into becoming more and more and more is a natural, easy thing for you. So yes, I would agree completely.
Well, just stay with this analogy for the moment. That on the yellow brick road, you're meeting amazing people, and that you're not actually looking to find a place called Oz, where the wizard resides, but it is these chance encounters with the scarecrow and the cowardly lion, etc., which are actually the moments of meeting amazing and greatness. And it's not a fantastic made-up story. It's actually your real-life encounters which do count for your experiences that you that really make up you, that allow you to feel great, that allow you to be the poet or the singer or the dancer. And it's these moments when you are so filled with the ecstatic wonder of everything, of the perfume in the air, which you realize perhaps has always been there, and the voices that you might hear, which are the voices of the wind and the voices of the stars, and they are always been there too. But you don't know that unless you have this otherworldly approach. And walking the yellow brick road is, I think, a very beautiful way of talking about how we be in life, rather than seeing it as a series of obstacles and missed opportunities and feeling that you are never going to make it and you have nothing really to show you the way to it. So I think when we talk about greatness and when we talk about wonder and when we talk about all these the things of amazing genius, we're actually talking the language that the yellow brick road offers to us as the way to go forward, the language of life, the language which you yourself want to speak always, because it is of such a amazing transcendental lift from the drabness and the what would seem to you to be of nothing, a no encounter. You've got to feel that you're continually encountering a life which is loving you into yourself, into your greatness. But let's just stop for a moment and hear what Cezarina has to say. What are your experiences, Cezarina, on the yellow brick road?
Well, it's really the playtime for me. It's all about starting in this moment and being fully streaming that inner child power. And when I say that, we all have it. We all have it. Just like Soleira said, the magic is always there. The perfection of that is there. And when you allow that inner child to emerge and teach you and speak with you and stream this through you, it's very simple. It's very natural. And there's no thinking involved, no mental, torment. Oh, am I doing this right? Am I doing this wrong? Or I haven't followed number 5 step in the process, or whatever it is that people, get stuck in, the puddles along the way. So, if you see a puddle, what does a child do? If they see a puddle, they skip through it. They don't care if they get muddy, or they actually turn that into a game. Everything becomes a game. Everything becomes entertaining themselves and entertaining the world around them. So, and it's a wonder and a sense of, like you, Santari, there's this presence that you exude. There's a sense of wonder and magic beyond words, because it's present. You see it. It gets to be radiated, emanated from every fiber of your being in the world around you, absorbs it. Whether they know or not, it's there. It's a gift to give. So it is a big playtime for me. So I've got to, that's why I love being surrounded by children and constantly working with them and letting them stream that and letting my inner child stream that, so that we together weave more into that field of possibilities, and then we know that the world's got more to play with.
So, is there anything more about these steps that we need to look at, do you think? Or is it just, as you say, surrender into the wonderment and the live in the awareness of what's all around us. Is it as simple as that, really?
I think it's always been that simple. We just complicate it. We have a, a gift of complicating things with our minds. So I love the return to simplicity. I think the path to return to simplicity is what we all eventually find later in life, because we have to let this flow effortlessly. This has to be easy. This is supposed to be easy. So.
Yes, I agree. So I was sitting with Soleira this morning, and we were talking about what are the things that we could do to give people these types of amazing experiences. And I came up with a term called the making of you, because I think that the making of you really is something that would appeal, I think, to young children, to people of all ages, really. What are you going to make of yourself now? What would you like to make of yourself? If you have all the ingredients to hand, how would your life be different? What would you do with your life? What in your life is still to be done? And I think to give people experiences of taking them to another place in the yellow brick road where they've never been before, that they didn't know existed. And it's the place of, let's say, magic. I love the term magic. You can put so many different things there. In this place of the magic circle, you can start to blend together and create and fashion a life that you would want to really now be in your life, be your life, be in this space of the yellow brick road. So I think the term "the making" for people allows people to see that they're in charge. They really do have the ability to determine where the yellow brick road goes, and who they are, and what they're going to do in this very special place. And I think it's a very great way of talking to people about things which normally would be unconceivable to talk about. And that's what I like about quantum creativity. It too is a term which is vast in its concept and its expansiveness, and what it speaks to you and says that quantum creativity is unlike the normal creative mode of being a poet, of being a writer, of being a singer. In the quantumness of life, you are actually much, much more than that. You are all of that. You are really exuding creativity to such an extent that everybody around you starts to materialize as singers, as poets, as writers, in whatever way they choose. Just by listening to you, just by being with you, just by feeling the air on the yellow brick road. So I guess that's what we're looking to do all the time. We're looking to have experiences which we can share with people and to talk about those experiences in a way that allows people to feel that they're their experiences too. That all it takes is just to maybe shift perception. And you're also doing that. You're also being that. And it feels mighty interesting, magical. It feels like you could do things which you've never done before, and you don't need to think about how to do them. You just literally fall into the doing of it. You become who you want to be. So is there anything that you'd like to add, Cezarina, to all of that?
What could I possibly add to all of that, Santari? I think, it's here we are. All we could do is model this. All we could do is moment by moment be it. If you're asking me what more can I add to my life to make it, a embodiment of this quantum creativity stream, of life force energy is I want to be more joy, more delight. I want every cell of my being to be tickled with so much joy that, I don't, I, like you said, I just show up and everyone else gets tickled with joy. So I just, give myself permission to be silly in the moment and simply accept that, this is why we're here, to be pure joy, pure delight, pure expression of this amazing source of life that is us in every moment. There's not a separate thing called life any longer. You are everything that moves in every moment. You become, like Soleira said, the source of all amazing things. And you're the stars moving through your body. You're the stardust. You're the sunshine, shining from your heart in all directions. And, you're the moon from your emotional awareness. You're become awareness itself. You become the thrill of life itself. And, it's one of those things you could talk about it. To stir up everyone's desire to experience this, but they've got to get on to experience it. They've got to be it. So once they surrender, like you said, both of you, surrender into it and just let yourself madly fall in love with each moment and learn from each moment, then you're on your way. So
So you say to people, look down, look, there's a yellow brick road. They start moving.
Yes, it's been here the whole time. It's been here way before, your awareness or our awareness arrived and that we're here. So it's always been here. It's just a matter of, just keep taking that step. Keep moving your legs and your feet. Dance and skip.
So, Soleira, do you have something to add?
Well, that was so beautifully said, Cezarina. That was a quantum creative moment. Most definitely. Yeah, I think I would just say that there are probably two worlds in existence right now. There's the ordinary and there's the extraordinary. And I don't, people might think, oh my God, how do I get there? It's really, as we've said on this call, it's very simple. Truly is. You want to keep yourself in a good vibe. You want to look and see the wonder of life in every moment and every person, as you've both just said, that is bringing you something beautiful. That it doesn't all have to be framed in processing and what's wrong with us, etc. Instead, you could be walking that yellow brick road, just lighting up life and letting the quantumness of possibility flow through you to shape and create not only you, but all those you touch and the future of the world and, whatever you're up to. I just think it's what makes life rich and enchanting and wondrous when you let your relationship with the quantum fields, with the genius fields, however you want to frame it, when you let that flow through you, that's where you really get the making of you and the making of us as a world.
Yeah, well, very well said. I was just thinking then of some of the themes of the science fictions, fantasy movies, that they flip between different versions of reality. And it is almost akin to you look around you and the scenery changes. It dissolves and you see something else that's there. And I think that's the importance of what we're saying here is the world is as you see it. And if you view death and destruction, etc., well, that is there to be seen because death and destruction are in some people's repertoire of the experience of life. But also there's the creative side, the birth and creativity, the delight, the joy, the ecstasy, the playfulness, the magicalness, and the wonder. They all sit side by side. And we really do need to perhaps remind ourselves sometimes that the world is a beautiful place. even if you look at it with the eyes of death and destruction, it is still a beautiful place. Beauty for me is something which is inherent in everything that we partake of, we participate in. And it is only by really finding that touchstone of the beauty and the magnificent and the awe and the grace and the wonder, etc., and find that vibration of it, that you start to realize that the Yellow Brick Road isn't just something that you walk on. It is a space of creative joy and excellence that you exude from yourself constantly, continually, and that really you do give life that edge of this preciousness, this awe-inspiring wonder that people can talk about but never actually bring to the boil for other people to see that it is their experience too. So thank you both for being on this Google Hangout with me. Perhaps we'll just say something about your work, Soleira, and we just flash up your webpage for a moment. It's Welcome to My World. Oh, how about that?
Welcome to that extraordinary genius creativity world. Yeah. It's at www.soleiragreen.com. I help people to unleash their own unique genius, to be visionary creators, to unleash their own bodies of work, not like, oh, here's what you should think and believe and do, but what's right for you, how to live in their knowing, how to live in their quantum states, how to make a relationship with the genius fields of life and bring your own genius through. All of that and more.
Yay!
That's me.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. So that's it from us for this week. So from Cezarina, myself, Soleira, we wish you all a wonderful world.
Yeah, happy creativity.
That's right. Yay! Happy. Happy you.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye-bye.